All right, let's break this one down. So, again, this is a gospel drive in E, and we're going to be playing a lot of quarter notes here. So, we're going to try to dig into those quarter notes. And since we'll be digging into them, you don't want to have too big of a sound. So, I'm using a Telecaster here, and I've got it in the middle pickup selector position, which is the bridge pickup and the neck pickup together. And I find that that gives me just enough spank in the sound to help drive these quarter notes. If I'm using the neck pickup, sometimes with either a single coil or a humbucker, it can get a little bit flubby down on the low end, especially if you're playing through a Fender style amp. And you want to try to avoid that, and you also don't want to be in the same register as the bass player too, or organ player if that's the case. So the middle position here on a Tele tends to work well for that. If you're on a Strat, maybe position 2, which is the bridge pickup and middle pickup, or position 4, which is the middle pickup and neck pickup. That would be a good choice. If you're playing a 2 humbucker guitar, maybe you could blend the 2 humbuckers together to try to get this sound. So just keep that in mind. Okay, to start the riff, we're going to start out with a good old low E string. All right, so we'll hit that. We got a nice little blues lick here, already built in. 3rd fret on the E string, that's a note G. Going to the 2nd fret, the note E on the D string. So, going back down to low E. From there, we'll grab the top 2 strings of the guitar, so the B and E strings. Nice little short stab there. At the 2nd fret, we'll grab the note A and then C sharp on the G and B strings respectively. That's going to go to the note G sharp on the G string, and that's the 1st fret, with the B and E strings open together. So, back to an open E and B string upstroke. We play that all together again. 2, 3, and 4, and 1. That's it. From there, we're going to slide up. It's essentially an E7 chord that we're targeting. We'll slide into that from a half step below. So we've got the note A sharp, C sharp, and G, sliding up a half step to the notes B, D, and G sharp. All right, so let's add all this up, what we've got so far. Back to an open E and B string, back to the 2nd fret, and then back to that little E triad there, which is that G sharp, B, and E. So, the rhythms that are being played here, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. So some subdividing of eighth notes and some quarter notes thrown in. It's one of those things you kind of just want to feel. I wouldn't necessarily count in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and when I'm playing this kind of thing, I'm really just listening, trying to groove in there, lock in with the bass and drums. There's definitely going to be some backbeat on 2 and 4, either with tambourine, snare drum, somebody clapping in the background, that kind of thing. So you can use that to your advantage and really try to lock in with that backbeat. So it's a feel thing. Okay, sometimes that's a nice move to do too. So instead of sliding up into the E7 chord, what we'll do is this nice little blues move here. Okay, so that's the note A sharp and a C sharp with the open E string. And we're sliding into the notes B and D with the E string still ringing. We play it again, what we have so far. So that's a nice move too. And essentially that's the intro figure. And this one honestly is kind of a cliched guitar intro in quartet music. You hear this played a lot. Something similar to this. There are slight variations of it, but this one is definitely an essential to learn, so keep that in mind. Okay, so after we have this initial intro riff that we play, we've got a really nice little chordal thing here. We're going to slide into a little G triad here, so we'll start out on the notes A sharp again. We've got C sharp and F sharp. We're going to slide up into a G triad, which is B, D, and G here. A G triad is G, B, and D. So, nice and short. We've got an F sharp minor triad here, which is A, C sharp, and F sharp. Going to the E triad. Nice and short staccato on these. Got a D triad here. This is F sharp, A, and D. This is the 4th fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the G string, and 3rd fret of the B string. A triad, 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the B string. Again. Got a nice hammer on there. I'm hammering from the open G string to the 1st fret, which is G sharp, while we're ringing out the B and E strings respectively. Nice and short there, and I'm going to mute that with my palm. Funky little blues move here. So I'm barring across the A and D strings at the 2nd fret. That's a note B and E. I'm hammering on the A string from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret while the E is still ringing. Coming back down to those 2 notes, and then a slight little bend on the note G down here on the low E string. I love that. So from there, we're basically into the E drive at this point. We're going to grab the low E string with the note B at the 2nd fret on the A string. 4th fret on the E string, that's the note G sharp. B and E together. We got C sharp and E together. That's the move there, rolling for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. We have a nice little fill that I'll show you here in a second, but the idea that I want to get across is that you really want to kind of drive these quarter notes. I'm using all downstrokes here to kind of fatten up things a little bit. Again, we don't want them too fat with the neck pickup, but I find with this middle position, it gives just enough oomph on the bass to make this thing drive. So that's kind of the drive portion of this thing. And then we've got a fill here. So let me show you that thing. We've got C sharp at the 4th fret on the A string. We've got the note F at the 3rd fret on the D string. We're going to slide that up a fret to D and F sharp. Nice little move here. C sharp and E, back to our low G, and then down to low E again. So, from the VAM. And we'll keep repeating that thing over and over. So, let's count it in a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. Now the next time, got this move. So this is the D chord again. We played that earlier. F sharp, A, and D here. Couple times on that. Going to A and C sharp here. And And that same move we did earlier, where we hammer on from G to G sharp, and then grab the E and B strings. A lot of stuff here. Let me just play it for you. That might make it a little easier to understand. So, from the drive portion again. So, that's it. From the top, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Same thing. And then that sets us back up to either keep grooving along, or you could go back into the intro fill if you want to practice along. Remember, you can always slow these down with Guitar Pro and with the materials that we've got with this course. So have fun with this. This is a great groove.